Okay, that's bananas. We are live. Hello, everyone. I'm Daco, and today I want to build a level using Kasai Harcores' Trinity Homerun. Great song, great track, I would say. Here it is, right, as you can hear. Um, Now I am going to create a SD2 level, Soundodger 2. Why am I in Audacity? It's because every level starts with me trying to figure out the BPM and offset of the song. So let's do that. I use Audacity so I can verify, but you can use Arrow Vortex or whatnot. So let's do Trinity Homerun BPM. I'm going to do a quick Google search. It says 175. Okay. I'm going to add a mono. Create a rhythm track at 175. And then let's match up these transients. Okay. And then let's hear it. Okay, sounds quite good. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna delete that and generate a longer one. For some reason, I only generated 128 bars. Should generate just 1,000. There we go. And what I'm gonna do is verify that it stays on beat till the end. Sounds about right here. And a bit closer. Okay, so this is an electronic song, so it matches up quite easily. But sometimes it doesn't do that really well. And if that's the case, either I just make a few timing points or none at all, because Soundodger is cool like that. Now, I'm gonna drag this metronome a bit forward because I would prefer if the offset was as close as possible to 0. So I'm gonna match up the transients again. Now some people would match up the transients from the spectrogram. I just do it from the waveform. What I'm looking for in a transient is, so this is a kick from what I remember. Okay, it's a crash. I'm looking for the noise, so I'm not looking for the big waveform, but I'm looking for when does the noise start, right? And I match it up with this waveform. But it doesn't have to be super, super perfect. I would say for Soundodger, 3 milliseconds is a big enough difference. I mean, sorry, as big as you can go. Anyway, so this is synced up now. As long as it sounds good for Soundodger. Other rhythm games should be stricter. But anyway, I can now take a look down here. It says 0.149 with a BPM of 175, as I said earlier. So now we go into Soundodger itself. I will close Audacity. Well, I'll just hide it. And then here's Soundodger. So I already made the level file. I did that so that I don't accidentally spoil the secret Santa because this is before that's released. Right, but just pick the location, music file, etc. Okay, but now we know that the BPM is going to be 175. The offset is 0.149. And as you can see, that first transient is right there on the beat. Now, if you have a good low latency setup, you can place down some bullet markers to see whether Okay, so I'll start here to see whether this matches up, right? So there's this big sound. So do these 4 bullets match up? If you have a low latency setup, of course, but I don't trust my latency. I trust my ears. So that's why I'm using Audacity, because the metronome makes a sound. Anyway, let's actually get into making the level. Now, I have an idea of how the level's gonna be. This is not the first time I've made Trinity Homerun, but I am starting from scratch because the other one kind of sucks, right? I am not proud of what I made. So, as with every level, well, no, not every level, that's a lie. But this one I know I want a 4 symmetry, like 4 times rotational symmetry. So it could be 4, it could be 8, it could be 12. I was thinking 36 because that makes a nice, not only 4 but also 3 with the visibility there. I could go 30 is a nice number, but no 4, unfortunately. 28 classic SD plus. A lot of SD plus levels use 28. I think it's gonna make the math really hard. I am planning on doing some math here. 24, a bit too little, not enough. Although it does have that nice 4 and 3, just like 36. What does 24 have that 36 doesn't, or vice versa? 36 has 9, 24 doesn't. 24 has 6, 36 also has 6. 36 has 12, both have 12. Yeah, no, 36 and 24 is quite close in capabilities. 36, of course, having more, has 1 more symmetry, which is the 9. But the thing about 36 is if I put down a enemy here, you can see it starts shrinking like this. I don't like how that looks. Meanwhile, if I do 24, it's 2 rows. Although I noticed something there. 32 is still 2 rows. Now 32, of course, 2 to the power of something means I only have powers of 2, so 2, 4, and 8. Nothing else. So I really have to commit to 32. And it's not really, it doesn't come with nice what I like to call cross symmetries, like mirror symmetries. Like this is not that nice, at least compared to 28. So I might go for 28 after all. Also 32 is hard math again. 28 is also hard math, but I think I can deal with it. It's only 28. And it gives me that nice juicy 7, although I am losing the 3 that I'm planning on using, which is given to me from 24. I think I'll stick with 28. 28 is cool. It's cool. Anyway, so I'll keep the animation as normal and flare as normal for now. Visuals. Now here's where I differ from a lot of people. A lot of people do all the colors first. I cannot do that, dude. I am not too sure why, but I am a very like think about colors later kind of guy. For example, right now I want, okay, I know all of them are gonna have at least pure white. I want this. But later I might want a red arrow. I don't know yet. So I'm gonna leave it blank. I will only have one color, which is white. Do I want the outline to be white as well, or do I want it to be pinkish? Actually, before we do that, do I want the background to be red, or do I want the background to be black? Decisions, as some people would say. Although I want to try something. Hold up. Let's try trees, my favorite. That kind of looks like hell. Love it. Let's look at the others. Tess. I remember how yucky Tess looks. I've used Tess once because I don't like how middling the colors become. Like, what I mean by this is black, and if it's white, you see it's not all white. If it's black, it's not all black. That's what I mean. Trees we already saw. Clouds. Night sky vibes. Clouds is interesting because clouds allows me to have, look at this. I'll make it big. If I set the second to black, that dome is purely black. No other background does this, if I remember correctly. Let's try trees again. Yep. It has the lines. That's even more. Echo, same. Stars, the same. Rain, the same. Yeah, exactly. So clouds is different. And I think, I don't know whether this is true. Let's check. Okay, it does use the base color of background 1, but with background 2, it doesn't. So let me, yeah, okay. All right. So we have clouds, I guess. Although I could also do with the red black classic. I could do with this. But I think I'll do with the clouds. Oh no, there's one more. There's one more. How about that? So it looks like tracks. This is what the old Trinity Homerun looked like. What if this is black? This is like neon orange. Oh, interesting. These could be white, or it could be black, or it could be none. I forgot you can do that. Yeah, like half. Kind of sucks, honestly. What if it's the same as the second background? No. I think I'll leave it as track and field like that. Sure. What if this is red? Nope. Black. Okay. Right. Let's leave it at that. Because if we keep messing about with the colors, we'll never end. Let me just check. Okay. All right. Let's Okay, so I have an idea here for the... Oh, actually, let me check something. So I'm planning on using a whole lot of text stuff. Okay, so outlines are above text. Good to know. Okay, so let's start with this part, the intro here. I had an idea of how this is gonna go, and the song's quite high energy. So the idea I had was a stream of pluses. Let's try this with 0 rate. Okay, but it needs to be, oops. It needs to be short. Okay. And it needs to be, let's say, how goes 50? That's interesting. Very interesting. Oh, okay. 50-50 is too much, I guess. 100. Ooh, okay. Let's do 5 comes large. It doesn't retract fast enough, so let's... Okay. You know what? Instead of a... I didn't need to delete that actually. Instead of a stream, we can just make it a normal. Let's start with what we had, 50, 100. Okay, so that's too slow, right? I need it faster. Interesting how that's too slow, actually. 200. Yes. No. Okay, getting there. I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that. They'll look it'll only look weird in 60 FPS. If I unlock my frame rate, it'll not look like that. Let's try. Yep. That's fine. Ooh, that means... Yep, I'm... Okay. So then... Okay. Let's do 3 rows. Okay. So what I like to do is... You know what? Let's make this 70. It's easier to work with. What I like to do is... So 70, I need something that's like close. I would say 20. But you know what? 14. So divide by 5. 40. Yep. This is a bit too much, so I'll make it like 7. It would be fun if I can do 70-70 and then just have the pep be more insane. Sort of. But that's not the look I'm going for, unfortunately. So we'll go back to the, what, 28. Let's not divide by 5. That is divide by 5 and then multiply by 2, so 80. Now, the spread is too much, it seems. All right. The next one has to be a stream though. So I'm planning let's try flipping this 28 80. Let's do 3. Let's do small. Let's do, you know what? Let's do 4. Okay. Okay.